cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's time again to cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's the number one podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you're from, life is coexisting, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you're from, life is coexisting, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. It's time again.
What up, y'all? You tuned in to the 52 Scott Podcast. This is Music Monday, and I'm your host, Slash. And with me, I got Comedian 96, K Money, Freddie G. Together, we are the Mind of Men. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast. On Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast. All right, and welcome back to another episode of Music Monday. Got another great topic for you today. But before I get started, I just want to mention, I can remember being about 9, 10 years old, 11, being at home with, a pen and paper, and I would write poems, and trying to discover all the different forms of poem writing, because there was a lot of different formats that I learned back in the day. And I kind of took it serious, and moved into, let's say, middle school, high school, and I was writing, raps by then. But the show today is about successful writers, the guys that got the pens that win. And when I say the pens that win, these guys have written for a lot of successful artists, and they've made a lot of great songs in music. So their contribution to music is their pen, and how well they write, and how well these artists can produce that song or get that sound from the song that the writer had to have been looking for. So I'm going to start with these two, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Of course, y'all know they've been on top for a good little while now.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they did a lot of stuff,
I think their hottest era was during the New Jack Swing era, like doing when what was the movie with Wesley Snipes?
New Jack City.
New Jack City.
Yeah, doing that era.
That was more of a Teddy Riley.
That's
he
Teddy
did
Riley.
the New Jack.
Yeah, he did the New Jack.
That's
right.
his thing. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, they did a lot of artists in the 80s.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? They had a lot
Janet.
to do with the 80s sound,
Yeah.
basically. It was pretty much their sound. So a lot of the artists that were coming out were getting songs by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis because they were who was on at the time that was making the hits.
Gotcha.
So they did a lot for a lot of different artists. And Janet is just the one that I come up with because she was probably one of the most successful, although there were others, not just trying to leave them out. And later in the
Karen
show,
White, we got by her.
yeah, she had a good jam. I remember that song. What was that? Congratulations, was it? Did Karen White do
No,
Congratulations?
that was Jody Watley.
Superwoman.
No, Superwoman.
Superwoman. Okay, all right, I'll take that. But whatever Comedian 96 just said, that name should never.
No, I thought Jody Watley did the.
No, Jody Watley should have never came in. She was in there with Shalimar.
Ah, you're right.
All right, so let's go to Babyface. Babyface, man, hell of a pen.
Hey, speaking of Babyface, did Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis write for Babyface
That's what I was
early in
about to
his
ask.
career?
I think they did for the group After 7.
I think that that was more like L.A. Reid when they with the deal. Didn't they start out?
Oh, yeah, they did.
The deal.
With the deal.
Yeah.
And they had TLC was on. Babyface was producing.
LaFace Records.
Yeah, he had. Babyface wrote "Baby, Baby, Baby." For Boys to Men, he wrote "End of the Road." I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
And for Whitney Houston, he wrote that one "I'm Your Baby Tonight." Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
It was an
Yeah.
up tempo.
Here's a little known fact. The one that he did with Mariah Carey, "Every Time I Close My Eyes."
Yeah.
That was originally written for Luther. Luther turned it down.
Luther didn't want it.
What?
Luther should have took it
Well, he came back later
and said, "I should have."
Yeah.
It was too late then.
But it was originally
He
written
had
for
to
Luther.
get something different from Babyface at that point. So Babyface also did Bobby Brown's "Every Little Step," and that was a jam.
That was a jam.
and because I'm familiar with Babyface's sound, on different music. I'd have never thought that he did Every Little Step.
He did Tenderoni too.
He did Tenderoni. Oh, and he did Beyonce's Best Thing I Ever Had.
Yeah.
Dang.
So Babyface, man, like I say,
He been killing it.
He got the pen that win.
he
That's
got
winning.
That the pen is winning. He just like Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis on the cool. You know, he's just as tough as them, writing wise.
Yeah, I was listening to a local radio station here, and they was talking about legends, and they was basically saying you're not really a legend unless you've been able to not only just do your music, but to be able to share and write for others to make them successful.
Well, exactly. And see, the thing is, when you write for others, that's going two ways. You writing for somebody to sing it, but then you also writing it for somebody to hear it and probably had that same feeling before. You know, I think that's the key to writing good. All right, now we was talking about Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. I just wanted to bring up a few more things that they did that I wasn't aware of. Do y'all know that No More Drama, Mary J. Blige?
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh
one.
man, they did it.
They
I
did
didn't
that
know.
too?
They produced that album or wrote that album.
Well, that particular song, they actually did. They did another one too. New Edition's "Can You Stand the Rain."
Yeah, I knew they did.
Oh, I do remember
Man,
that.
that Mary J. That wasn't that the stories, the beat from
Yeah,
All My
it
Children
sounded
or
like
something?
yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Now she just released another one, if I'm not mistaken, and it's got that little riff that K Money's over there hitting now. I don't know if it was Guiding Light or which one, but it's another one that I heard her do recently. It's got that soap opera-ish kind of sound. So I think that portion of music is probably coming back in, and I just want to drop a little bug on something I'm working on. I've used a soap opera, so y'all be on the lookout for that. But now I'm gonna tell you who the next writer. Y'all know she cold, she a beast. Everybody she done touched and probably went platinum. I'm pretty sure. Missy Elliott.
Oh, yeah.
Her name comes up. Aaliyah's "If Your Girl Only Knew." Aaliyah was one of her biggest, I think, artists that she wrote for. And they took Aaliyah's career. Man, Aaliyah would be on top now had she not been demised.
I agree.
You know what I mean? She was R&B music, female R&B back then when Missy and Timbaland was producing her album.
Yeah.
Missy also wrote for Jasmine Sullivan, that "I Need You Bad."
Yeah.
And I like Jasmine Sullivan. So Missy on top, man, writing for Jasmine Sullivan.
Did Missy write for Sierra as well?
Oh yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, they got a lot of stuff. If I want to say, it's that one. This beat is automatic.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, because Jazzy Faye produced the beat.
Yep. I remember that.
I think that may have something to do with Missy because it just sounds like something Missy would do. You know, Missy got her own style. She created a almost a genre for music in a sense because of her creativity and her style and a lot of different stuff that she did. Her vocal tones were really good as well. Now these two from a long time ago, they wrote for some big hits back in the day. Ashford and Simpson.
Yeah.
Remember Ashford and Simpson?
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
So look, "You're All I Need to Get By," Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell. Yeah, they wrote that. And
Old school.
yeah, they wrote Shaka Khan's "I'm Every Woman." I mean, Ray Charles, "Let's Go Get Stoned." And then here's one of the biggest ones. "Ain't No Mountain High Enough.
Marvin Gaye.
Ain't no valley low enough to keep me from getting to you,
I be thinking
babe."
about that movie.
Man.
The movie. Every time I hear that, I think about the movie Denzel did with the football Titans. Remember the Titans?
Remember the
Yeah,
Titans.
remember the Titans. Yeah, Ashford and Simpson, man, I used to like them, and they had a couple of songs. They had a couple of albums actually themselves, and their career boosted from writing for others. So it's a lot of newer artists like that too.
They hit was solid as a rock.
Solid as a rock. It was. Yeah. Okay, so now here's one. Here's a more up to date guy that we are familiar with, Jermaine Dupri.
Yeah.
which was actually the owner of So Def Records. He had Criss Cross signed. He had the Brat signed. But he had Jagged Edge, also Bow Wow.
Escape.
Escape, yep. So he had a lot of stuff that he did, man. But he also wrote a hit for Usher, Burn.
Oh yeah.
He wrote Burn?
Yeah.
Wrote Burn.
That was later. Ooh,
Didn't he write Confessions too?
Yep.
Probably so.
He wrote Confessions too, if I'm not mistaken.
He did Jagged Edges, Where the Party At.
Sure did.
Mariah Carey's We Belong Together. He got a pretty good list.
He wrote Money Love, that song.
One of the new ones?
Yeah, that new song that was getting a lot of radio play.
Yeah. I know exactly. I don't know the name, but I know exactly what song
Made
you're
for
talking
You
about.
or something like
Yeah,
that.
because she got two now, latest ones that
She
they
got a
been
lot
playing.
of
Yeah.
man. She got a lot of hits out there. To be honest with you.
Money Long, and he did some stuff with Ari Lennox. I don't know if y'all familiar with Ari Lennox.
Yes,
but
sir.
Yeah.
She's one of the older females
Pressure. That's the
in the game.
Pressure.
Pressure.
She's some
Yeah.
Pressure.
So I don't know. I don't think he wrote Pressure, but but he did do some writing for Ari Lennox, which I think that's pretty good. You know, JD been on his game. He dated Janet Jackson for a while, so he in there, man. Here's another one. Great from a long time ago, and I think we mentioned an album that he did, which was a soundtrack. But Curtis Mayfield is on here. Hey, man. Curtis, man, come on, man. Curtis had jams. Of course, he wrote the staple singers, Let's Do It Again.
Let's do it again.
Oh,
Yep. Aretha Franklin's Something He Can Feel. Curtis Mayfield, man, he got a long list. Now, some of his own hits was, of course, Freddy's Dead and Superfly.
Yep.
You know, them was his hits. But he got a big discography, man. And Mary J. Blige, Mac Miller, Lucky Day, and Wale are all some of the people who look up to Curtis Mayfield, you know. And I'm sure if Curtis was still around, Curtis would be producing them people, you know what I mean? Because he was also a producer. He could produce. He played guitar, man. He was over the band. I think I want to say it was the members of when Motown called musicians. I want to say that I think that Curtis was the main guy over the band people because he would be the writer, and I'm guessing he wrote music because he played instruments, but a lot of stuff that Curtis Mayfield has done, and the reason why I like to mention these people is because, you know, these people may never come back. You know what I mean? The stuff that they created, the styles and the things that they've done for the music community may never come back. I mean, in a sense, it won't be them. It'll be something different. But these people,
somebody that they influenced,
right?
I'm surprised. There's a few of them that you haven't named. I'm sure they may be on the list, but one old school writer definitely should be there.
I got one in mind as well.
Smokey Robinson.
Yeah, Smokey Robinson. He did a lot of stuff back in the 70s. Under Motown, of course, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was he was like
Motown
vice
sound.
president or something.
He was the Motown sound.
Yeah.
He was Temptations
He was
and
the
all
one
that stuff.
who was responsible for all of these groups to come out of Motown, even though I think Barry Gordy was president.
Mm-hmm.
Smokey Robinson was the right-hand man.
And he was the pen.
Yeah, he was the pen. That's right.
The pen that
that
wins.
pen that wins. His pen been winning.
Yep.
You know, Motown was one of the biggest black known record labels ever. Mm-hmm. They had the most artists of any label that I could think of. Man, I mean, when I tell you Motown was putting out the hits, man, Motown was black sound for music. You know, they made the sound take off. So this guy here, what about him, y'all? The Dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a good pen. Has a good pen.
Hip hop, R&B feels. You know what I'm saying? He wrote Mariah Carey's "Obsessed." He wrote Usher's "Moving Mountains." Mary J. Blige "Just Fine," and Beyonce's "Single Ladies." Put a ring on it. That dude wrote "Single Ladies."
I'm curious to see who else is on your list.
You know what I'm saying?
Too.
Hey, I got a group though, bro. I said a group, so I kind of gave it away. Who I'm thinking about, but Full Force.
Yeah, Full Force.
Full
They
Force.
used to write for a lot of people
Yeah.
back in the day. What was their names?
Lisa and Coach Jam.
Lisa and Coach
Coach
Jam.
Jam.
Yeah, they did used to, but they was big in the 80s.
Yeah,
Most of the 80s music, well, some of it until Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis but they were responsible for a lot of those groups. So here's some. Y'all don't know these people, but you do, Freddie G. I know you know them because you mentioned them on the show before. But I want to see if K Money and Comedian 96 may know who these two guys are. Bernard Edwards and Nile Rodgers. So they had a couple of songs. They wrote for Diana Ross. They wrote I'm Coming Out for Diana Ross.
Oh, I remember that.
They wrote Sister Sledge's We Are Family.
Those were some good songs too.
Those were great songs, weren't they? For
Great.
the 70s.
Yeah, from the 70s.
But do you know what group it was? Okay, in 1972, they formed this group. And I used to jam them. My mama used to jam them. They had the 45 records.
Say their names again.
So Bernard Edwards and Nile Rodgers, they were a group that formed in 1972. Let me give y'all the name. They was a disco band called Chic.
Chic. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had the Good Times, and then they had Le Freak.
The Chic.
The
Yeah, I
Chic.
remember that.
Freak Out. Yes, you know. So they wrote a lot of different stuff for a lot of different artists, and you can kind of tell the music that they created for other artists are similar to the ones that they used on their own personal projects. So yeah, really good artists. Now this one right here, I gotta mention him. He's right here from Houston. So we have one. We always got one from Houston in here. Brian Michael Cox.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So he wrote Aaliyah's "Come Over." I didn't know that.
I didn't know that
I
either.
didn't know that
Say,
either.
Man,
he wrote Chris Brown's "Say Goodbye."
That's a hit too.
Hit.
That's a banger.
Jagged Edges, Let's Get Married.
Married? What?
Mariah Carey, Shake It Off. And Mary J. Blige, Be Without You.
Oh damn.
Hey, man, just
Boy,
still his own.
he got some songs.
That's money just right there.
Yeah.
But
just-
we know he's done so much more
Yeah.
than that. This is just small mentions.
I'm curious about, without saying their names, about how many more people you have on your list.
Man, I'm going to say about 10 more.
Okay, you gotta
Okay.
mention these three. There's three
Yeah,
that
I
I'm
got
like,
one
okay,
more.
I know.
I know
I
you
got
gotta
one
mention
more.
my one. I got one in
I got
my mind.
three. I got three of them.
Are these guys that y'all mentioning, what era, what music era?
One I'm thinking about
90 in the 90 to now.
I got one that's 80s,
Yeah.
but the other two are 90s up until
90s
now.
up to
Yeah.
now.
mine. I'm gonna say 2000.
2000s.
up until now.
All right, so look, Stevie Wonder.
Oh
damn.
yeah, he wrote
See,
for-
some of these people we not even thinking
Yeah.
about.
No,
that-
Stevie, he wrote for a
We
lot.
know Stevie.
Yeah,
this
we know
one,
he
right?
did a lot.
And just to be, did we talk about this? No, that was me and somebody else. We had a conversation last week. We was talking, and I'm just gonna say this. This is just a rumor. This is what I heard, and I've heard several different people say this about Stevie. I'm not saying that I'm gonna say that this
Hey,
is what
I know
it
what
is.
you finna say.
You know what I'm
See,
finna say?
yeah.
he can really see.
That he can see.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying that that's the truth, but this is what I've heard from several different people that's been around this man, and they say, man, when they met Stevie stuck his hand out to shake their hand, and they didn't even say, I'm here, Stevie. You know what I'm saying? To a blind man, you got to say, what's up, Stevie?
I think that I don't know, man.
I
But
don't know.
I think that all of these senses are heightened.
So, whatever the case
With technology,
Stevie,
I think it's a possibility. He's possibly.
Let me tell you what
possibly able
song-
to see something.
let me tell you what song he wrote for Michael Jackson. Do y'all remember this song? I Can't Help It. I can't help it
I
if
can't
I wanted
want
to.
to.
I can't
Yeah.
help it
Yeah.
even if I could. I can't help it if I wanted to.
He
That's
can't help
Freddie G.
it.
Can't help
No.
it if he wanted to.
Go let
You know what I'm
it
saying?
go.
And then look. So Stevie also wrote Rufus and Shaka Khan's "Tell Me Something Good."
Oh yeah.
But I
really?
didn't know that. I thought Rufus wrote that because Rufus was good with producing. But I thought he wrote that "Tell Me Something Good," but obviously not. It says right here, Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder also wrote for the Spinners. "It's a Shame." Y'all remember that song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Stevie was a great writer, man. You know, I will say that. Now, this guy, I had to mention him. I cannot leave him out because he wasn't a part of a group or nothing like that. But some of the songs for the groups back in the 70s that were hot, he wrote them. Okay, this guy named Tom Bell. Y'all ever heard of Tom Bell? No. Man, Tom Bell he had the sound of the 70s and the R&B and soul groups. So he did the Delphonics, La 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 means I love you.
Yeah.
The
I remember that song.
Stylistics, you are everything. And the Spinners, I'll be around. So I'm just saying, this dude, nobody knew who he was, but he was writing big songs, you know.
Wrote
And
some
I
big
think,
songs.
and he got his awards. So, you know, shout out Tom Bell, man. I mean, I've never heard of the guy, but I've heard of his music. And that's another good thing to be.
We all have heard of his music.
We've all heard of his music. That's a good attribute when
Yeah.
you got stuff that people can say, okay, I heard that. Now,
My one guy's a loner as well, so go ahead. Maybe he's on your list though.
so this girl, she's a songwriter. I didn't know she wrote for other people, honestly.
What year? What time frame did she
This
have an
is-
impact on?
90s, 2000s, Mariah Carey.
That's who it is, Mariah.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
But
okay.
She wrote?
That's what it say. I'm trying to see where she wrote for somebody because most of her stuff was basically her. She wrote her own hits, you know. So, but that still means her pen wins. But
Yeah.
but I just would like to see more from her that she wrote for other people. Which, of course, on here it's nothing that her stuff was always be my baby, honey. We belong together. She wrote her own songs. You know, her self-titled album in 2014. She wrote. You know, so shout out Mariah Carey for that. Now, Rodney Jenkins. Y'all remember Rodney
Yes,
Jenkins?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Wrote for guys like Michael Jackson. You Rock My World. Rodney Jenkins
I remember
did
that.
Okay. He did a lot of the other girl too. I can't think of her name right now. Monisha, what's her name? Brandy.
Oh, Brandy.
Yeah, he did a lot of stuff for her. So he did Destiny Child, Say My Name. He did Whitney Houston, It's Not Right, But It's Okay. Beyonce's Deja Vu, which was her single project. And Brandy and Monica duet, The Boy Is Mine. He did that. So he writing now hits for people like her, Summer Walker, Khalid, and SZA.
Those
So,
are all new artists too.
hey,
With
he in there.
hits.
He's
with
getting
hit.
every.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. You know, I think he's handling it the way a producer should, man. You don't limit yourself to a box where you only gonna do this. Continue doing what you're doing. You're a producer, you know. I shout out to Rodney Jenkins. Dallas Austin.
Yeah. Another great.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
writer.
Dallas Austin was responsible for TLC's Creep. So in 2019, they inducted him into the Songwriters Hall of Fame, which I think is good. He did Boys to Men, Motown Philly track, Blue Contrails, Hit 'Em Up Style. Y'all remember that?
Yes,
Oops.
sir.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and of course, you know, inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. So Dallas Austin, you know, he's been around for a while, man, and very talented guy. He was dating the girl.
T-Boz? No, not
T-Boz.
T-Boz.
The other Chili. He was dating Chili at one while, and if I'm not mistaken, they got a son.
Yeah,
huh?
they have a son.
Yeah, so shout out to Dallas Austin, man. I mean, he's still around, even though he got 2 Texas City names. We still cool with that, you know. So Kenneth Gamble and Leon Huff, they were from back in the game. You remember the OJ's, Backstabbers?
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I
Jacksons, Show You the Way to Go. They got a lot of Bill Paul's Me and Mrs. Jones.
Yeah.
So these two guys, Kenneth Gamble and Leon Huff, put the pins to win, and they was from some of the groups back in the 70s.
Yeah, I've heard those names before, man. I just can't put them together right now, other than what you just did.
Yeah, the songs the songs that they had something to do with. Okay, peep this one. Teddy Riley. Was one of y'all thinking him?
Yeah, we mentioned
Yeah, we
we
mentioned
mentioned him
earlier.
Y'all
earlier.
mentioned Teddy. Okay, so we know Teddy did a lot of Don't Leave Me,
Yeah,
Black
he was
Street,
responsible for that New Jack era.
Keith Sweat, Make It Last Forever. Did you know he did Michael Jackson's Remember the Time?
Remember the time? Yes.
I didn't know
I
that.
didn't know
Yes,
that.
yes. You
I
remember
didn't.
the video? Y'all remember the?
I remember the video, but I
Yeah.
didn't know, was Teddy in the video?
Yes.
Oh, well, I missed it.
I may have forgotten
Yeah.
that he wrote it, but
But Chris, the comedian,
Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker was in that, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I missed Teddy Riley.
Yeah.
Because Chris Tucker was
I
in
think
it.
he was one of them.
Mummy, not Mummy, but they both had on.
Guard? I don't know what. They
Yeah,
call them,
moving
so,
on.
Yeah. I don't know what they call them.
So Freddie G, Smokey Robinson did come up. That's where we at now. But but he mentioned Smokey Robinson. Now he did a lot of stuff, man. The Supremes, you know, and the Temptations, My Girl.
Yeah, a lot of the Motown classics.
A lot
of the Motown people.
So we know Smokey was in there. Michael Jackson was a writer. He wrote his own hits. He penned his own hits.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
Billie Jean, Beat It, The Way You Make Me Feel, Heal the World. 200 songs in his arsenal.
Did he share with anybody? Like, did he give someone a song?
I don't think he wrote anything for anybody. I think Mike was more of a perfectionist.
Gotcha.
And with him being a perfectionist,
Yeah,
he can't give that to somebody.
They not gonna sing it the
They
way
not
he
gonna
would
sing
want
it the way
it.
he
The way his
gonna do it.
ears hear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he was a perfectionist, like perfectionist.
Gotcha.
If the cymbal or the crash was too long, he was stopping the dude. Hey, man, you know you supposed to stop that back. So he was a perfectionist. I don't think it would have worked for him to be a writer for others. And we narrowing it down. I got one or two more here, and then we're gonna be done. LaShawn Daniels, y'all ever known of him?
I haven't heard that name.
Destiny Child. Lose My Breath. He wrote that. Tamar Braxton, Love and War. Brandy's What About Us. That was a jam.
That was jamming. I think that was the second to the last album she just made. I remember that.
And Dark Child produced that
Yeah.
song. And let me see, for Janet Jackson, Feedback, and Tony Braxton, he wasn't man enough. So he got some good accolades.
Yeah, he got some.
I got you had a name. You got another one?
One more.
Okay.
And his name is Jonta Austin. Never
Wow.
heard of this guy.
No,
but
neither.
you'd be surprised. He did Tyrese's Sweet Lady, Aaliyah's I Don't Wanna, Chris Brown, Yo, Excuse Me Miss, and then Trey Songz, Can't Help But Wait. That's a good song. Mary J's Be Without You. He also contributed on Mariah Carey's album in 2005, The Emancipation of Mimi. And he did It's Like That, Shake It Off, We Belong Together. So in 2010, they named that album We Belong Together as the song of the decade. So that's good accolades for Jonta Austin. You know, I wonder if he can to Dallas.
Now, you didn't mention mine, John Legend.
Legend.
Yeah, he
Okay.
wrote Kanye West that College Dropout.
So
he wrote several tracks on that one.
So did he write R&B lyrics on there? Is he like the hook writer? Or
They say he provided vocals on several tracks for Kanye.
So yeah, he probably wrote what he
and sang a bunch of the hooks. You're right.
Yeah.
And then Janet Jackson, he worked on the song "I Want You" from 2004. And Alicia Keys, You Don't Know My Name. He didn't write that, but he played the piano, which is interesting. He played the piano on that song, and she plays piano. So,
Alicia Keys does.
Yeah, but that's why I was wondering why he played piano.
But now, I guess Alicia Keys wasn't a writer in any sense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of her being a writer or nothing, but.
And Fort Minor, I never heard of Fort Minor.
I got two of them. I know that we haven't mentioned. Neo being one.
Neo.
Oh, Neo.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
And Carrie Hilson.
Carrie Hilson. That's the second one.
She coming out with a new
now,
album.
they weren't on the list, but I can't discredit that.
Yeah,
because
their pens are winning.
Yeah, because they wrote good songs. Carrie Hilson did a lot of Beyonce and Destiny Child stuff, as well as Neo doing, Jamie Foxx.
He did Beyonce.
Beyonce.
To the left.
He did Beyonce to the left.
Irreplaceable.
That's the one I was trying to think
of. Hey, Neo got a pen, man.
Hey, here go to Prince.
Yeah, Prince.
I was wondering why.
And R. Kelly.
That's number one.
That's number one right there.
I'm glad we waited till the end. Because the credentials that are credited to R. Kelly are through the roof.
Yeah, had we not mentioned them, our viewers or listeners should have definitely
they definitely
gave us some thumbs down.
Man, I will tell you, when it comes to R&B listening and who I'm gonna decide to listen to R&B wise, if I'm just having that edge that day, I want to hear some R&B. You know who I'm putting in? I'm finna put some Kelly in there, man.
Oh yeah.
Because what I'm listening to is the way his music is orchestrated with his lyrics. That shit be matching, bro. Everybody can't do that. R. Kelly is, and I'm gonna say this, the greatest writer on the planet, bro. He also produced music. How can you can't outdo. Now, dealing with his situation, whatever he dealing with, I understand that. But what I do understand about that is he ain't in there like, oh, you got to let me out. He did the crime. He going to do the time. And whenever he gets out, but that does not discredit his musical attributes or nothing that he's done
He is
for the
a musical
culture.
genius.
He's a musical genius. He definitely is. To me, he's the number one, and it's a lot of great writers out here, but Kelly stepped up, man. He wrote and produced hits for everybody in the industry.
Yeah, Kelly probably the reason for an entire generation being around. Yeah.
He's the reason for 500,000 of these kids out here. Him and Keith Sweat.
Yeah.
But you know who used to write for Keith Sweat? Glad I talked about him. Al B. Sure.
Yep.
Al B. Sure was a great writer too.
Yeah.
He wasn't on the list, but I can't leave him out. What's up, Al? I know your son probably down here finna go to 50-15 or something. But guess what? Say, man, keep that pen pimping, because guess what? We pimping pens, and it's all in, because we trying to win, and I don't know where not to start, and I don't know where not to begin. I'ma holler back. Peace.
So that's all, y'all, for this edition of Music Monday. Thanks for tuning in. Come back tomorrow and check out True Tuesday with K Money. Hit that like button, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, The 52 Scott Podcast. Follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast.